Many thanks for your time, Mustafa Al-Ali, who, as you just heard, was reciting the holy verses of the Quran, and specifically chapter 2, Surah Al-Baqarah. He started with verse 285 and onwards. Many thanks for his time. Of course, this part of the morning, we are taking a deep dive into the du'as and the supplications associated with the months of Muharram and Safar, specifically the events of Ashura and Arba'in. And every day, as always, we are joined by our guest, Ibrahim Al-Ansari. Many thanks for his time and his input when it comes to the reasoning behind the du'as and the supplications, and of course the imams that are associated with it. Today, and I guess this morning, it's a bit of a heavy one.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a heavy one. We're looking into Ziyarat Naheya. And actually, just before we started the show, we were just discussing the Ziyarat itself, and we've almost prepped ourselves up to be quite an emotional episode.
Definitely, it's one of the heaviest ziyaras, I think, closest.
Do you know what it was? It's the fact that as soon as we sat down and we said, this episode is going to be Ziyarat Naheya, all of us, we just went. Like it was an automatic reaction that all three of us had. And it's just this amazing thing about the ziyarah, and of course the words of Imam Mahdi, and the way he talks about the ziyarah, the way he sends his salutations, the images he forms in the ziyarah are unbelievable. So you see in the other ziyarahs, it says, for example, Assalamu alayka, for example, Ziyarat Warith, Assalamu alayka ya Waritha Adam Safatillah, Assalamu alayka ya Waritha, etc., etc. It talks about how it sends salam in that specific way. Other ziyaras, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah, wa ala al-arwah allati halat bifina'ik. This ziyarah, no, it doesn't go to that. It says, peace be upon the chest that horse is trampled over. Peace be upon the cheek that was mixed with the dust. It's very specific in the way that Imam Mahdi is sending his salams to the Imam, and I think it's part of what gives it is that deep emotion. And of course, that's towards the start of the ziyarah as well.
I mean, just reading through it, the amount of description that he goes to the Imam, like I mean, Ibrahim will go through it, but I mean, the sweat of death appeared on your forehead. That's how specific the Imam goes into the actual...
he describes what happened on the day. He literally describes what happened on the day. Of course, not in full detail, because, you know, the thing is that there's a specific narration. It says by Imam al-Baqir, it says, if we weren't scared for our Shia, we would have told them what truly happened on that day.
What really happened, absolutely. I think our hearts wouldn't bear even to hear the ziyarah. But I think even the Imam alayhi salam talks about, you know, his shedding blood, not tears, but, you know, they're tears of blood, and you think for an Imam to put these words in, sort of to give us an insight, and yet we can't take that. It's quite graphic.
Why does he go to such extent, Imam al-Mahdi, as opposed to the different Imams? Because of course the other Imams also have like, for example, his son, Imam Zain al-Abidin, he could have gone through that kind of description as well. Why is it Imam Mahdi has that angle on his ziyarah?
You see, if we look at the Imams themselves and the effect that Ashura had on them, we realize it's a very similar effect to all of them. So Imam Zain al-Abidin, for example, it is narrated that even towards the end of his life, there wasn't, so for his whole life after Ashura, there wasn't a single time in which food was placed in front of him unless he mixed it with his tears. One of the companions of Imam Sadiq describes Imam Sadiq. He says, when Muharram approaches, my father will be depressed. When Muharram approaches, my father will be depressed. And when the 10th day arrives, he would weep and he would cry. And that will be the day of his mourning, and he will shout, today is the day that Hussein was killed. Imam Mahdi, I think it's in Ziyarat Imam Hussein, he says, I would weep for you instead of tears, blood. I would cry for you day and night. This isn't something just for the Imam. It's something all of them had. Why the Imam actually went to that extent to tell us that is his state, I'm going to be sure with you. I don't want to say something that I do not know, so I do not actually know.
I'm not like asking because you have the answer or I have that. I don't think anyone probably has the answer, but it's very interesting to see that maybe it's an idea of, like, because Imam al-Mahdi, for example, is he's not around per se, and he's waiting for the moment for him to take revenge.
He also talks about in the Ziyarat about the time that he was not able to be there and how he wished to be back in that time to assist him.
Yes.
And obviously not in the excerpt that you've been able, so much to cover in this Ziyarat.
There is. Honestly, because the producer asked me specifically to choose extracts from the Ziyaras. When it came to this Ziyarah, I just looked at it and I just sat down and I was, where do I start? Where do I finish? And even if you realize this specific extract is much longer than all the other ones, because I don't know where to cut it off. I do not know.
And I would say here that for any of the viewers who haven't been able to recite the Ziyarah, haven't come across it, certainly do look it up. There are amazing recitations on YouTube, for instance, on channels, social media, where you can have the Arabic, the English translations, and it's something really that everyone should really be aware of.
Definitely.
The Ziyarah.
100%. And it's a Ziyarah that really, for some reason, I don't know why, but a lot of people during Muharram, they tend to not recite Ziyarat.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
They tend to focus on Ziyarat Ashura. Ziyarat Ashura is amazing.
Yes.
With no doubt, Ziyarat Ashura is amazing. Ziyarat Warith is amazing. The Sanad for it is very strong, by the way. Ziyarat Warith specifically, we've mentioned before, the Sanad is literally from the Ziyarah, is probably one of the strongest Sanads that we have. Ziyarat Warith. I don't know why Ziyarat Naheya there's a blind eye put to it. I don't know why. And it's sad.
It's amazing because I think...
To be honest with you, sorry to cut you up, I wouldn't want to recite this every day.
No, not
think
every day.
you
I'm talking about Muharram.
Yeah, you couldn't, could you?
No, I'm talking about Muharram specifically.
Yeah.
Even Muharram, I think this is only...
That's the 10th day.
Yeah, the 10th day.
But people don't recite it.
Oh, really?
The 10th day, when you... For example, we've all attended the Maqtal, as an example. When we go to the Maqtal, it's one of the two. Either Ziyarat Ashura being recited, or Ziyarat Warith, correct or no? Yeah, that is before the Maqtal. The Ziyarah is finished, then the Maqtal starts. Why is Ziyarat Naheya not being recited? This is the Maqtal.
This is the Maqtal.
The Maqtal is here.
Yeah.
Literally, this Ziyarah holds the Maqtal. And it describes it. And it describes... I don't know.
I think
into this,
we're going to be getting for you to recite this, but just quickly that sometimes, you know, been 10th of Muharram, haven't been able to go to the centres, and I have recited this. If going to certain imams, I've recited this. It's absolutely powerful, and it's something that connects you not only to your imam, but to Imam Hussein, and it's not something we should really allow to pass. But we are approaching sort of the last segment of this part of the show, and if you could please recite and...
Yeah, I think what we'll do is, as Zahra said, we'll dedicate the last couple of minutes for this segment, specifically for the...
Should I just recite the Arabic, inshallah?
Yeah. Sure. Please.
Just to introduce the part that I'm going to start on, before this, Imam Mahdi talks about how Imam Hussein gave advice, similar to the one in Arba'in. How he gave advice and how he tried to advise them and bring them to the right path, and they didn't accept. Then they said, then they started war, and then فجاهدتهم بعد الإيعاز لهم وتأكيد الحجة عليهم نكثوا دمامك وبيعتك وأسخطوا ربك وجدك وبدأوك بالحرب. This is where the war starts. ثبت للطغن والضرب وطحلت جنود الفجار واقتحمت قسطل الغبار مجاهدا بذي الفقار كأنك علي المختار. Specifically mentioning how the Imam stood. فلما رأوك ثابت الجيش غير خائف ولا خاش نصبوا لك غوائل مكرهم وقاتلوك بكيدهم وشرهم وأمر اللعين جنودا فمنعوك الماء وورودا وناجزوك القتال وعاجلوك النزال ورشقوك بالسهام والنبال وبسطوا إليك كف الاصطلام لم يرعوا لك ذماما ولا راقبوا فيك أثاما في قتلهم أوليائك ونهبهم رحالك وأنت مقدم في الهبوات ومحتمل للأذيات. قد عجبت من صبرك، قد عجبت من صبرك ملائكة السماوات، فأحدقوا بك من كل الجهات. I apologize O صاحب الزمان, but this is what you have written. فأحدقوا بك من كل الجهات وأثخنوك بالجراح وحالوا بينك وبين الرواح ولم يبق لك ناصر، وأنت محتسب صابر تدب عن نسوتك وأولادك حتى أيانك سوك عن جوادك. فهويت إلى الأرض جريحا تطالك الخيول بحوافرها وتعلوك الطغاة ببواترها. قد رشح للموت جبينك واختلفت بالانقباض والانبساط شمالك ويمينك تدير طرفا خفيا إلى رحلك وبيتك. وقد شغلت بنفسك عن ولدك وأهاليك، وأسرع فرسك شاردا إلى خيامك قاصدا محمحما باكيا. فلما رأينا النساء جوادك مغسيا فلما رأينا النساء جوادك مخزيا ونظرنا سرجك عليه ملويا برزنا من الخدور ناشرات الشعور لاطمات الوجوه سافرات وبالعويل داعيات وبعد العز مذللات وإلى مصرعك مبادرات. والشمر جالس على صدره والشمر جالس على صدرك ومولع سيفه على نحرك فأقبض على شيبتك بيده